You're watching FI Cal TV.
Good afternoon and welcome to FI Cal TV. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jim Caselli. On today's show, we have some FI Cal Learning Center updates. The FLC has a video for us. SCO's James Anderson has some SARD division updates. David Tsymbal has a reminder of how using the self-service portal can make your FI life a bit easier. And Thao Au from the Supplier Management and Reporting team has some important 1099 information for us. Let's get started with some new and updated training content that's recently been added to the FI Cal Learning Center. For the latest FLC updates, log on to the FI Cal Learning Center and click the See What's New tile. Remember, the FLC is limited to authorized users. Please log in using your FI Cal credentials. You can access the FI Cal Learning Center at the address on your screen. If you have any questions, please contact the FI Cal Client Training Center at fiscallearningcenter@fiscal.ca.gov. The FLC has a video for us, and here it is.
Welcome to the FI Cal Learning Center, your gateway for learning. There are so many constellations of classes and resources to explore. Don't be overwhelmed though. There's an easy-to-use training catalog to help you find what you need. Simply go to the FI Cal Learning Center homepage. Click the Training Catalog link. Select Launch. And download the Excel file. This report has the most up-to-date listing of all resources in the FLC. You can search or sort by training title, training subject, or training type, as well as view the description for each resource. For more info on training material or learning resources, email FI Cal Learning Center at fiscal.ca.gov. Chart a course for exploring today.
Thanks to the FLC for that, and you can watch this video again when we post this episode of FI Cal TV to our YouTube channel in a couple of days. SCO's James Anderson is here with some SARD updates. Here's James.
It's great to join you again, Jim. Following completion of the state's 2022-23 Annual Comprehensive Financial Report, or ACFR for short, we've already started compiling the next one. We're currently working with departments to provide gap training and to mitigate accounting issues that either would, 1, delay production of the 2023-24 ACFR, or 2, potentially result in audit findings. As always, on behalf of our state government reporting team at the State Controller's Office, we thank our partners for working closely with us. Together, we've made significant progress toward restoring timely publication of the ACFR, which is one of the SEO's top priorities. Again, I also want to take the opportunity to thank departments for sending in their 2023-24 gap submissions. And for those departments with outstanding gap submissions, please be sure to send in gap journal entries and schedules, management representation letters, and audit reports as soon as possible. Our office is following up on all of these outstanding items, and we appreciate your efforts to get them in. Please continue to direct any and all financial reporting questions to our state government reporting email, which is sgr@sco.ca.gov. Looking ahead, samples for pension and OPEB testing will be distributed to certain departments in April. And in the coming months, we'll be sending out a memo on the fiscal year-end deadlines and guidance needed to close the state's accounting books by June 30th. Stay tuned for more on these topics in a future update. Thanks, Jim. Back to you.
James, thanks again for being with us, and we look forward to seeing you next month. David Tsymbal is here to tell us about the benefits of the Self-Service Portal. Here's David.
It's good to be back, Jim. The Self-Service Portal is a great way for users to expedite the ticketing process with the FSC. Traditionally, when an issue needs to be reported, users send an email to the FI Cal Service Center, and within a few minutes, a Level 1 analyst receives the email, processes it, and sends a case to the appropriate module. The existing ticket creation method of emailing the FSC is not going anywhere, but we just wanted to remind our users of our most streamlined method for ticket creation. Users can access the ServiceNow Self Service Portal and directly create tickets that they can send to the necessary module, which fully bypasses the Level 1 analysts. This way, when a ticket is created, it can immediately be brought to the attention of the subject matter experts in the necessary module, whether that's purchasing, accounts payable, general ledger, or whichever team can best assist you. While this saves time in regards to solving the issues that arise, users have other functionality available to them as well.
Really, what else can users do than simply create a ticket?
Users also have the ability to update and attach files to existing tickets. They have access to adjust the watch list as well. If a user knows that 3 of their colleagues are affected by an issue, they can simply add them to the watch list of a ticket. This way, all affected personnel have the updates and information at the same time.
That's really convenient for our users. Is there anything else that can be done?
There are many benefits to our self-service portal. The primary goal is to provide a better user experience for those that are working with our team to get system problems or questions solved. We hope that more users will utilize this great resource and benefit from it.
David, as always, thanks for being with us today.
Always a pleasure.
Thanks, David. And I'd like to remind you about how easy it is to get to the self-service portal. Log on to fiscal.ca.gov. Click on the yellow Access Fiscal button on the top right. Scroll down and click on ServiceNow. Enter your single sign-on username and password to log in. Thao Au has some important 1099 news for us. Thao, welcome back to FI Cal TV.
Hi, James. Yeah, thank you for giving us another opportunity to talk about the SRPP program for the 2024 1099 corrections.
Okay, well then let's get right to it. Why is the 1099 correction necessary if departments have already certified the original 2024 1099 information back in January of this year?
So it's due to different errors found in the original 2024 1099. And I'm going to share a flow chart that would help to better illustrate the common errors here.
Okay.
Common reasons for the 1099 corrections include, but are not limited to, over or under reporting, non-reportable payments, 1099 payments that report to the incorrect reporting type or reporting class, or the supplier information chains, including the entity type, which may affect the supplier eligibility to satisfy for the 1099 reporting requirements in FI. Regardless of what errors are found, it is your department to review the 1099 payments and decide if 1099 corrections is needed. So in case if 1099 corrections is needed, including the 1099s that are processed through FI system or outside of the FI system, such as the 1099S, then your departments can follow the 1099 communications that was sent to all departments on January 17, 2025. In case if the 1099 corrections is not needed, your department is not required to make manual adjustments or provide certified 1099 reports. However, your department will still need to confirm your decisions with the SEO supplier management and reporting teams, SMART, and also communicate your decisions with the suppliers with explanations if they have any questions. Please also note that your departments can request the 1099 corrections for the calendar years prior to 2024. Our team will process the 1099 corrections as long as this does not go beyond the IRS 4 years retentions requirements. And your departments can refer to the IRS Publications 1220 for more details about this requirement. So generally, our team SEO Smart does not issue the 1099 corrections if it's beyond the 4 years retention periods, unless it's essential for your departments or the suppliers. For example, if it's due to the IRS examinations or audits.
Thao, can the department request 2024 1099 correction after February 17th of 2025?
Yes. So the due date for 2024 1099 corrections request on February 17, 2025, that our team SEO Smart communicate with all the departments is a priority deadline. So this will allow the supplier to receive the correct 1099 form as soon as possible so that they can find their tax on time, especially when the correction request is initiated by the supplier. So if there are any errors or discrepancies that are found after the due date of February 17, 2025, your departments can still follow the instructions in the 2024 correction 1099 communications that was sent out to all departments in order to complete the 1099 manual adjustments and request the 1099 corrections with the SEO Smart.
How soon can the supplier receive the corrected 1099 form?
So SEO Smart will process the 1099 corrections request at least once a week and then sends the 1099 forms to the SEO disbursement team to process the printing and mailing. If this is an urgent request, our team SEO Smart can inform the date when we send the correct 1099 form to the SEO disbursement team, but we cannot guarantee when the correct 1099 form will be delivered to the supplier because it also depends on the USPS.
Okay. And what can be done if the supplier does not receive a 1099 form?
So if the supplier is supposed to receive a 1099 form, but they do not receive one, your departments will need to verify with the supplier about the current mailing address for the 1099 delivery. In case if the supplier moves, the departments needs to obtain a new STD-204 from the supplier to provide the correct and current mailing address for the 1099 correspondence. And then your departments can submit the complete STD-204 form to the SEO Smart through the supplier update request form, which we call as SERV, and notifies our team SEO Smart with the SERV number. Your departments can send an email to our team as FI Smart 1099 help at sco.ca.gov or respond to our team's inquiry regarding the undeliverable 1099 mails. So once our team receives your email notifications upon the SERP approval, our team SEO Smart will process to resend the hard copy to the supplier. And if your departments need more instructions on how to submit the supplier update request to SEO Smart, you can refer to the job aid number 206, completing the supplier update request form.
Okay, good. And what are the common errors that departments often make during the 1099 correction?
So one of the common errors that the departments did is that when the departments make the manual adjustments and override the original 2024 1099 informations that was certified on January 6, 2025. And those informations our team has successfully transmit to the IRS before January 31st, 2025. So to better visualize what happens, I'm going to share an example in the QA testing environments. So in this adjust withholding screen in the QA environments, for example, I will select a supplier ID. And I would just pick a random business unit. And for this example, I will use the 2024 data. And I will click View All and show all columns so all data can be displayed all at once. So in this example, for example, this business unit complete all the 1099 for 2024, and they make all this manual adjustments on or before December 31st, 2024 to report all the missing 1099, and all this information has been submitted to IRS. So now if the departments realize that, oh, there's one error here. So for example, this last transactions here should not be reportable at all. In order to do manual adjustments, the department should not override this amount from $600 to $0. Instead, the departments would need to add a reversal entry. So if your departments can move all the way to the right-hand side and click on the plus signs here, and then fill in all the required information, which including your business unit. And this required field needs to be filled out as well. You can select this, and your department try to reverse this $600 amounts, which belong to 1099 NEC Class 1. So that's what your department would select. And this one would be Federal Class 1. And this would be the first selection here. And in the basic amount column, it would be negative $600, so that it can reverse the incorrect amounts that originally report to IRS. The liability amounts and the pay amount column would be 0.00. Payment day and declaration day would be, in this case, we try to correct for the 2024 calendar year. So it could be any day within 2024 calendar year. For this example, I would just put December 31st, 2024. You can enter the data or select it from the job, this menu here. And then for the descriptions, just any notes that would help you to refer to this reversal entry. So in this one, I would just say testing reverse 2024 1099. And I would just hit save. So this is how your departments would do the manual adjustments. The importance is that do not overwrite any information, not just the dollar amount, but also like the withholding type, class, or even the calendar year. If any adjustment need to be done, it has to be manually add with manual adjustments. And that will allow the system to recognize what has been adjusted compared to what originally submitted to IRS. So another common errors that the departments often have is that when our team received the certified summary and the detailed 1099 reports, because when your departments run the report, it has the options to run it with either a specific supply ID or all supply IDs. And I'm going to share a different screen here, so that would help your department to see better which page or which field I'm referring to. And so, for example, this is the screen navigation to the page that your departments would need to fill out in order to run the summary and the detailed reports. So the field for the vendor, your departments can select a specific supply ID. Let's say I would just select this supply ID. And once your departments completely runs the report will only show the data, the 1099 data for this specific supply ID. So when our team received the report, we understand that your department has the request for the 1099 correction for only this one supply ID. However, when your department runs the report with all supply ID, the report will show everything, all the supplier within your departments for the specific calendar years. And in that case, in your email notification to SEO Smart to request the corrections, your departments will need to specifically provide or indicate the supply IDs that you need to issue the 1099 corrections, or your departments can highlight the supply ID on the reports that need the 1099 corrections. This will help us to make sure that we generate the 1099s for all necessary supply IDs that your department need. And in addition to the vendor or the supplier fields that your department select when running the 1099 reports, another area is the date range. When your departments select the date range, make sure that you select the full calendar year. I noticed that some departments will be a little bit confused when they run the report because they did the manual adjustment. So in the previous example here, when the departments make the manual adjustment for one transactions for a certain day or month. So for example, this one only affect December, and the departments run the report with December 1st to December 31st of 2024. When we receive the certified reports from your departments, it will only display the portions of December. And in this case, we will have to push back for your department to recertify again. It's because when we complete the correction process and submit the correct 1099 form to IRS, the correct 1099 data must show the revised total balance of the 1099 with the correlate 1099 type and class for the supplier within a specific calendar year. So it need to show your certified reports need to display the data of the supplier for the full calendar year from January 1st to December 31st. In this example, it would be 2024. So I select January 1st, 2024 to December 31st, 2024. And this will help us to see the full balance, the complete information for the full calendar year to make sure that the correct 1099 form is generated with the correct balance. So those are the most common errors that often sees when we receive the 1099 corrections from the departments. And if you have any questions, please contact the SEO Smart 1099 team at FI Smart 1099 help at seo.ca.gov.
That's our show for today. I'd like to thank James Anderson, David Tsymbal, and Thao Au for being with us. And as always, I'd like to thank you for watching. If you would like to see this or any of our FI Cal TV episodes, you can find them on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to let your colleagues know about us And from everyone here at FI Cal TV, thanks for joining us. We'll see you in March on our next edition of FI Cal TV.